Hey guys, Cody Harris here, and I'm going to show you guys a new tool that I found where you will be able to touching anything. So the program is called Instagress, and I've already plugged in my Instagram here and I've already got it going, but I'm going to go ahead and show you the settings that I've chosen and kind of go over why I chose them. So as you can see here, it goes off time. So when you very first set up your Instagress account and plug in your Instagram, it's going to give you 3 days for free. So you can go ahead and try this out and decide if it's something that you want to do and continue after the 3 days. If it is, then you can go over here and buy time. And 30 days for $10 is what I got. And what that means is 30 days of run time. So if you buy 30 days and you don't use it for 30 days, you still have 30 days. So to kind of help you with make that kind of make more sense to you, right here, if I clicked stop, it's going to stop the program, it's going to stop my time. Anytime that it's running, as you can see, it's going down the time. So as long as it's running, it's taking away time. And right here, you can choose what you want to automate. As you can see, these are all from today. So you can automate likes. This means that you're going to go like other people's videos and photos. You can automate comments. So you're going to comment on people's photos and videos. Automate follows. So you're going to automatically follow people and you're going to automatically unfollow people also if you have this enabled. See, as I have these all enabled. Okay? And it'll make more sense as I go through here. So the people that you're going to be following and liking their content and commenting on it, you have full control over these people that you're going to have interaction with. So the way you're going to be able to find these people in a very specific niche is good. Do it by tags. Some people do it by following, so you can, go in here, choose a big guy that's in your niche. Like for me, I would probably choose someone like, Gary V or someone that's kind of related to my niche. It's going to have a good following that's going to relate to the following that I need to on my page. So I can go and choose Gary V in here, and then all of his followers I'll interact with. So I'll start commenting on them, I'll start liking them, I'll start following them, and it'll all do it automatically. But the best way is to go off tags, and we'll describe that later down in this video. So the first section is speed. Okay, activity speed, you want to keep it, you want to start low. If you use your Instagram at all, you especially want to start low. If you don't use it at all and you're only using it for marketing and for this to automate everything, if you're not going on there, you're not liking people's stuff, you're not commenting, you're not going to follow people, if you're not doing any of that, you can set it a little higher. Most people recommend starting it on slow. And what I did is I went with the recommended values. I don't use Instagram for anything besides this 100%. So I set it a little higher. Recommended value 30, so I said 30. Comments, recommended 8. And you can start with this and you can scale up. So, after a few weeks of running like this, you can go from 30 likes an hour to 35, maybe even 40. And comments, you can go from, 8 to 12 or 15 or something like that. And you can do that slowly over time, because if you just jump from the activity you're having right now to something huge, Instagram's going to see that as you're spamming and they're going to shut your account down. So you do not want to risk that. Set it low and let it go. As long as you don't have any issues, let it go. If you have any issues, it'll log you out of your Instagram. You'll have to go log back in and you'll know there was an issue. And they're going to do that. If it's not just going to shut you down right away. If it logs you out, you need to turn these numbers down a little bit. So, the filters. Media age, this means what you're going to be interacting with. So media age is in, I'm not going to interact with any media of other people's that is older than 3 days. Okay, you can set it to an hour, 12 hours, 1 day, all the way up to a month. But if you're commenting and liking other people's media that's a month old, they're going to think you're a little weird most likely. So 3 days, keep it, more relevant. Media type, it can be videos, it can be photos, or it can be both. And I don't have an issue with commenting on people's videos or photos or liking either one. So I do both. And minimum likes filter, you'll probably never use this. I don't really see a use for it. But max likes filter is a big one. And this means you're not going to go and like or comment on anyone's photos or videos that have over 100 likes on them. And the reason for that is if they have over 100 likes on their posts and videos and stuff like that, you're most likely going to be just a number to them. And what I mean by that is, if they have over 100 likes, they're not going to go through their likes and be like, oh, who's liked my stuff today? They're going to be like, oh, I have, 150 likes today. That's pretty average. Someone who has 20 likes, they're going to be like, okay, who's following it? They're building up. So they're more likely to see that that you liked their content or you commented on their content. They're more likely to see that, go to your page, check you out, interact, follow you, like your stuff back, and possibly click on your link in your bio. And that's the whole reason for this Instagress. The whole reason that I'm using it, at least, and the reason that I'm teaching it. So you can automate your Instagram and put your call to action, so to say, in your bio. So you can go to your Instagram and make sure you're posting on it daily to keep it active, and put in your bio, be like, retired at 21. You want to learn how I was able to create this lifestyle for myself? Click on the link below and put your capture page directly below it. And you do not want to put them directly to the offer. You want to capture their email. That's the big thing. Okay, so continuing on, got a little sidetracked right there, but minimum comments, again, not going to really use it. Max comments, I don't really use either. I more go off the likes. Not big on the comments, but you can test it out for sure. And user relation filter. So what this means, let me scroll up a little bit so you can see it. Okay, so the user relation filter. This means who you're going to interact with. If you choose followers in here, you're not going to interact with your followers and their media followings, same thing, both, you kind of get it. But I choose both. I do not want to interact with my followers and my followings automatically on here. If I want to interact with them, I'll do it personally myself. Okay? The reason I'm not going to do it with this is a paid thing. I'm not going to waste, my likes and my comments on people who are already following me, because they're already following me. The whole point of this is to get more followers. And I'm not going to do it for the people I'm following, because if I'm following them, most likely they're following me back. I usually only follow people who follow me back. Okay, and then the user profile. This is a filter to pretty much figure out, are you going to be liking and commenting on people's Instagrams that are real? Are they a bot or are they real? Have they been on Instagram for a little bit? Or are they active, stuff like that. So I put it to high. This means that it's going to exclude any users who do not have an avatar, have less than 30 posts media on their Instagram. They got to have a name in their profile, and they got to have a bio. So these are people on Instagram who, are more likely to be getting on it every single day, or, at least every week or something like that. They're updating it. They have at least 30 posts on there. They're most likely updating it still. Okay, minimum follows filter, again, you're not going to use anything that says minimum on it. Okay, max followers is a thing that I do use though. Your max followers filter, 2000's a little high, and with my likes filter too, 100's a little high, but I like to go more on the high side. If you're going to do anything, I would go down from these settings, but max followers filter means I'm not going to go follow anyone who has over 2,000 followers. Same reason as the likes filter. If they have over 2,000 followers and they see, they have 2,001 now, they're not going to go see who that one follower is. They have 2,000 followers. You're just a number to them again, most likely. Okay, this comment section, these are the comments that it's going to post for you automatically. So if you have your your auto comment feature on, these are the comments it's going to leave. It's not going to leave both at once. It's going to choose one or the other. It's going to alternate, and you can put as many comments in here as you want. I keep it pretty broad. So, awesome content. That can pretty much go with any video or any picture. Any video or any picture. The reason I didn't say awesome video, very obvious reasons. I'm doing videos and I'm doing pictures, so I can't do awesome video and it goes and comments that on a picture. It wouldn't look right, It would look like that's spammy. So awesome content can go for pictures or videos. If you're just doing pictures, you can do awesome picture. Okay. Follow cycle right here. First off, you don't want to follow the same users. Okay. You don't want to follow the same user twice. You don't want to follow them, unfollow them, and then follow them again. It just doesn't make sense. And yeah, it just doesn't make sense. And you don't want to follow private users either. At least I don't. If you want to test it again, it's completely up to you, but I don't see a point in that. Private users are usually private Instagrams. They're not trying to build a following. They're most likely not business related at all, because it wouldn't make sense for anyone business related to have a private Instagram unless they have a business one and a private one. And in that case, still, you want to target their business one. So again, don't follow private users. And the follow cycle and unfollow cycle go hand in hand. So follow cycle means you're going to follow 1,000 people before it starts its unfollow cycle. So it's going to automatically follow 1,000 people for you before it starts unfollowing anybody. So once I reach 1,000 followers, it's not going to follow anybody until it unfollows 1,000 people. These are always going to alternate. And of course, I want to unfollow the ones who didn't follow me. So if you didn't follow me back when I auto followed you, you're going to be the first one that I'm going to unfollow. And I even might change this unfollow cycle to 900 and keep this follow cycle at 1,000. So that way, the people who followed me, I'm going to keep following them back. Okay, and then tags. This is where I said up above you want to do tags. And this is where you're going to place your tags that you want to, interact with. So anyone who has used these tags in their content before on their Instagram, I'm going to be interacting with these people. And just kind of go into and do an example right here. The way I do it, I have a lot of hustles, grinds, MLM in there. I chose three tags, three big tags, and I branched off them. So I'll kind of show you what I mean by that. So grind. Big tag, a lot of people use it. 8.4 million. And as you'll see when I exit out of this, I did not use grind. The reason for it, it's so broad. 8.4 million people used it. How many of those people are actually using that hashtag when they're actually grinding, when they're up at 3 a.m. and got to be up at 7? They're in, yeah, some of them are going to be using this, but this is going to be mixed audience. You're going to have people in here you don't want to be targeting. You want to be more specific. Joe that's sitting on the couch eating potato chips for, 16 hours in a row and doesn't have a job and sleeps for another 8. He can be using this hashtag for no reason, just to make himself look cool. Okay, so no offense to Joe's eating potato chips with no job, but yeah. So what I do is I find, I typed in grind. I want to find other ones that people are using pretty commonly still, but are a lot more specific. So grind hard. Okay, that's more likely someone who's in my niche, who's in my, what I want to target, someone who's grinding. And that could be, grinding like I'm doing, as in grinding on learning new stuff in the internet market space. Or, it could be just some guy in the oil field who's grinding 12 hours a day at his work. I want a hard worker. Okay, I want to target those people. So grind hard is a good one, And you can just pretty much choose, 2, 3, 4, however many you want in here, and, target all the ones you want. And a huge list, as you can see, when you have them all, it'll say save right here instead of close, and then they will auto-populate in here. As you can see, I did grind never stops, grind life. Those are the 2 I did for that. Hustle, I typed in hustle. I branched off that, did hustle hard, hustle mode, hustle life, hustle time, and then I did MLM. And I did a lot of different MLM ones, and then a few key phrases that I know off of Grant Cardone, whatever it takes. That is a huge thing on his Grant Cardone TV, people hashtagging whatever it takes. So I know people who are hashtagging these are most likely Grant Cardone followers, or somehow just really luckily use this hashtag and don't know him. But either way, most likely related to Grant Cardone, people related to Grant Cardone, if you know him, are most likely a good audience. So another reason I used MLM, if people are hashtagging MLM, most likely they're either already in an MLM, or they're looking to get in an MLM, or just started in an MLM. And in any 3 cases of those, if they interact with my stuff back and say something goes wrong with the MLM they're in now, they can come over and see my profile and see the success I'm having and working online, and automatically Like it'll correlate, like this guy is having so much success online. I need to figure out what he's doing because what I was just doing, it didn't work so well. And people who are just looking for MLM, same exact thing. So MLM, I feel like would be a good one. And again, this is all testing. It's completely related to your audience. If you're in the barbecue niche, this is most likely not what you're going to choose. And tags, you don't want to get crazy. You don't want to put hundreds in here. I have 17 right here, I believe it is. I don't want to double check, but I believe I have 17 right here. That's still on the high side. I would really stick around 10 specific hashtags or even less. I mean, try get as specific as you can to your audience. The more you know your audience, the more specific you can get here, and the more conversions you're going to get. And locations, you can mess around with this. If you're looking for a specific location, you can go off of city, you can go off of zip code, I believe you can, or maybe not zip code, but you can do, city, state, country. You can get pretty specific, pretty broad with it. And that's another feature, depending on your niche, you can use. I'm worldwide. So as long as they're following under all my other stuff, I can most likely, they're most likely a good audience to me. Okay. I could go even farther and do US and Canada, but if they're in the UK and Australia and stuff, that's fine with me still. And most of these are most likely going to be in, English speaking countries anyways, because these are all English tags. So I'm most likely going to be targeting just English countries. So, I mean, locations, not a big deal for me. And usernames, blacklists, don't have to worry about any of that. And the auto stop, some people use it. I really don't see a point in using it. I will let mine run until I decide if I ever want to shut it off. Okay, I have control over it, but if you wanted to shut off after a certain amount of likes, comments, follows, unfollows, whatever it is, or even set it on a timer, run it for 3 days, you can do that all in here. And the stop if no activity, I just leave it at the default. When you go in here, it's going to be default at 3 hours, so I just leave it at that just because it's already set like that. But that pretty much sums it up for the Instagress and how I get mine set up. So hope you guys have a good day.